What's up, guys? Welcome back to Viewer Castles. I was going to do the patch video for today, but I'm waiting to see if they're going to release a creature tomorrow before I do it, because there's really not a whole lot to go over with the patch at this point. There's not really any game-changing elements in it, so unless there's a new creature or like a new designed creature, like a skinned creature or something that I can show off, I don't really see the merits of doing a video just yet. So I'll wait until maybe they release something else that I can go over with that. But for today, we'll jump into Viewer Castles. Lucas AL is going to be the first up. He is level 30, validated on this archer. I'm going to go ahead and do it in my archer as well, and jump into his castle. My castle's going kind of as expected. I am getting a few kills here and there. My first room either does really well or really poorly, and that kind of like makes or breaks the castle, it seems like. I've had some where people just like use all of their potions in the first room. Maybe not all four, but use quite a few. And then I've had some where I don't get any potions and they kill it very easily, so. Alright, so this seems to be a pretty cool room. Obviously, if this guy was boosted and he had 3 bear traps instead of 2, that would be, or instead of 1 rather, that would be good. The Goatmen and the Devlin give enough defense, or enough offense, enough like attack power to actually kill the person, which is good. And then the Cyclops just kind of stuns momentarily. If Cyclops were like they were in closed beta days, that would probably be like an amazing group, because they actually used to knock you down for quite a while. In the future, I'm hoping to do a video on what creatures looked like in closed beta, because I'm sure a lot of people even if you like played closed beta, you don't actually remember how ridiculously good some of these creatures are. I've already went and like dug up the footage for it. I just have to put together some things and maybe add some filler in case there's not quite as much content as I'd like there to be. I think I'm gonna do some like comparing stuff, but I don't know how far out that's going to be down the road. I would like to get it out before I get too busy with maybe like other stuff that might be coming down the pipeline. In the like coming months or so. Since Evolve will be releasing in February, and then Season 5 of League of Legends starts in November, like mid-November. I'll probably start doing some content for each of those games when that actually happens. So I'd like to get started on it somewhat quickly, so that I can actually get the video out before I start doing other projects. I've always liked really close together Jimbo rooms. They're pretty good. Adding in the Goatmen for just a little bit of extra DPS is okay as well. As long as this group isn't too many points, and I don't think it is. Goatmen are actually really low for the point count compared to what they do. I think you should have like a few, either like at least 1 or 2 Goatmen or Devlin in every group that you have. I feel like it just adds so much to the group. Even if they don't really make sense there, I feel like they always make sense, you know? They just always do really well. So this is like an interesting mouse wheel room. There's a lot committed here, but at the same time everything aggroes at once. So I like that everything aggroes at once. The problem is that you go over the point threshold, so it's a lot easier for me to like kill certain things and zone out the rest of it. And what is this? I don't know if this was brought about with the last patch, but that's always fun. So it actually doesn't even pause the game when you have a network error, which is kind of weird. And then you can abort it after a second, but the abort button wasn't even really like functional, it didn't look like. That's really weird. I hope that doesn't happen often, or else I don't know what I'm going to do for this patch. Should only hopefully be like a week until they fix that, if that is the case, but the fact that the game still runs while there's a network error going on, but you can't control your character, is just really bad. Because you could just die, which is kind of crazy. So it's a decent castle. This last group here, you need some barricades if you're going to use a group like this in the boss room here, because Goatmen are really bad in long range. They're only good mid range. They're decent close range, but for the most part, you really don't want to be able to kite forward and get that kind of space, or else they're not really going to deal any damage. because you can just kite them forever as an archer. So a few barricades at the back here would help that out a little bit. That way at least I have to do 1 or 2 shots before I can start kiting them, and that'll allow the goatmen to get off a good shot and hopefully one-shot me if that happens. So yeah, pretty good castle. We're going to jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, next up we have Dorian Gray. Castle level is a 29. I'm going to go ahead and try it on my mage this time. Looks like he's validated through with a mage as well, so let's just jump into this and take a look at what he's got. So I wanted to news about some things in the last castle. And in some other news, I don't have a for sure chance of getting into the Evolve Big Alpha that's coming up in a week, but I did pre-order. I'm supposed to get in guaranteed if you pre-order. I pre-ordered with Amazon. They've been kind of saying, a lot of their customer service saying they don't know anything about this event that's happening, which is a little bit, you know, disheartening. But if it's only that that certain people know about it or something like that, it's hard for everybody to be educated on these events. So a lot of the support might not know about it. I should be knowing if I'm going to get in through that pre-order in the next day or two. They initially said that they were going to email everyone on October 22nd, and then they changed it from that to the 22nd or 23rd. So they still have a day to email me in terms of when I'm recording this video. So we'll see how that goes. I will be able to record footage if I do get in, which is pretty amazing. I'll be really excited for that. I plan on just recording everything that I do in the game. Even if I'm not commentating at the time, I can add post-game commentary afterwards. And I'm going to try to have like at least a week full of Evolve content from that, and then hopefully be able to roll out some videos as the game's even being developed, so I can keep the hype alive for that game. And then once it releases, obviously I'll be doing a ton of that. So I'm planning on at least like a full like 7-day schedule, maybe with 1 day off, of just Evolve content for you guys, like the week after that event or the week of that event. And then afterwards I'll pick like a day and I'll just release 1 video every week unless there's like another event coming. You know, they might do like a beta event at some point, in which case I'll either roll out all of the videos as soon as they announce that, or I will just not release every single one of them. But obviously I'm not going to do old stuff, so I'll roll it out until that next event comes. I don't know if that made sense, but I'm hoping it did. So far this castle's been pretty okay. Spike trap rooms, I don't know, they're kind of like old school, but they still work out like decently well. You know, the Skelethors, they're not the best unit in my opinion, but some people think that they work alright. I think they're a little bit too point cost heavy for what they actually do. I like the goatmen in between the spike traps and stuff like that. With limited areas to work with, obviously it helps goatmen in the mid-range, like attacking type thing. The only problem with that is that they're pretty low on hit points, so if you kite them into the spike traps, they'll die well before you will. And generally you'll take less damage from the spike traps than you will from the goatmen if you just kill them that way. I didn't really do that, but I could have. Alright, so this is actually like normally the room used for a mouse wheel room, but instead he has a rotating flame trap in the middle. It's lower amounts of points, but maybe does less guaranteed damage if you dodge it correctly. It's hard to dodge like an entire spike trap room. Trying not to get killed here. There's actually a lot of stuff that can kill me right here. And mages, I feel like, have it the worst against General POW. Maybe it's only because of Vortex, and I don't really have as much to worry about now. But a lot of their skills will kill all of them at once, right up next to them. Alright, that should be the end of General POW. Okay, so I don't have any potions left. I'll have to see if I can actually make it through this. I should be somewhat close to the end. I went through quite a bit of this castle. Obviously, I could have done it a little bit better, but what room is this? This is like the corner corridor one, but it's the one with the 2 pillars there. Okay. Not many people use that anymore, but it's still an okay room. It's probably like one of the next best in replacement of that. I just think that in most every circumstance. Oh god, that was the wrong ability. Hold on. I need to get out of this room before I die. Okay. I might still die though. Probably will still die. I can survive like one hit from the spider. Alright, I absorbed that. But yeah, I'm gonna die. There's no way I can get through this. Unless maybe I can kill off this thing and it drops a health globe, which it didn't. And that one didn't either. Health globe, please. I don't know if I'll do this. Oh my god, I need to get this. Most epic boss fight ever. I made it. Alright. So yeah, it was a good castle. I used up all of my potions, but I could have avoided at least a little bit more damage if I would have played a little bit smarter. Mainly probably with those that goatman room. But I was talking about different things, so I wasn't really paying too much attention. But yeah, it's a good castle. We'll jump into number 3 in just a second. Alright, next up is Horogoth. Castle level's a 30. Could have been validated on pretty much any one of these guys. Just scroll through probably the knight. It looks like he's got the most gear for him, 10,000 health. Decent DPS as well, pretty high. Yeah, definitely the knight has the best stats. So let's jump into this and take a look. Could be a pretty difficult castle. Alright, so I'm going ahead and using my archer for this. It's a level 30 castle. That's my best character. Even though I think the mage might be... the mage is better, I think. In almost every circumstance, people agree with that. I'm going to actually wait for this to despawn so I can get through without getting the debuff on me. Even though there's that case, though, I still don't have any gear for the mage. I don't have any named epics, and my archer has quite a few, so... Alright, so I've almost killed off a lot of the DPS that's in this group. I'm not even really worrying about the vamps, because they don't really do a whole lot of damage. Especially if you keep moving. They'll get one hit here and there, but it's not a ton. Yeah, so I almost started with as much health as I came in with, which is good. In terms of improvement, if you really want to use vamps, then use them, because, I mean, they're not the greatest units, but if you want to get rid of something that might help out the group, is the vamps that are most likely the issue. The group that I have them in, like, it's mostly the damage that I get from those is from traps, and not from the vamps themselves. It's really hard to make use of them. I've never seen a situation where I'm, like, really scared of vamps. They do add a little bit of pressure to keep you moving, because they can, you know, ramp up their damage pretty nicely, but... This might kill me. Yeah. So I actually got stuck in here. I didn't realize that it was tight with the wall. I can never tell if the mine is going to be tight with the wall or if you're going to be able to get around it. And that one I got stuck with, and I didn't have roll off cooldown. I don't think. I may have, but I'm going to heal myself back up here. That was my mistake. I shouldn't have went back in there. I was actually trying to just dodge one of the shots from Skeletor in that corner, and I just ended up staying there thinking I could go back out. And then when the first skeleton warrior wound up his swing, I just tried to walk back this way and I got stuck. And then I think I tried to roll that way as well. That used my cooldown. And then the second one hit me and killed me. Alright, I think I'm going to use volley to clear out the barricades, and then I'll use headshot to actually aggro the group. And since they're not scared of traps anymore, the mouse wheels can actually help me quite a bit here. And pretty much kill off everything without me taking any damage. That's the risk of using a lot of mouse wheels in this room, and having creatures in it as well. Like, I would think that this is actually a little bit overboard in terms of the amount of mouse wheels you actually have in this room. I would much prefer having one less mouse wheel on each side and having like 2 ballistas or something, so that you can capitalize on the stun time as well. Alright, I'm going to try to time out the Defendatron shot to have my volley deal as much damage as possible. Alright, it looks like there's still... okay, it's this dampener. I was gonna say, what's actually left alive? Because if there's still alive units, you notice that the AoE from the totem still showed up. That only happens if there's units alive that'll actually make the totem keep you out of the treasure room. After the AoE doesn't show anymore, you can just run past it. Alright. I guess I'll use a potion since I still have 4 and I'm pretty low. I think this one is always active. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go around this way. Oh god, that's a lot of damage. Oh my god, please. Somehow I lived. Not anymore. I didn't know there was a springboard trap there. That's a lot of damage. I actually kind of like this setup though. They're all sniper smelly archers. And obviously a few Devlin as well, but the smelly archers are what really will kill you there. Once you get past it, I think I should be okay. Because there's not a ton of traps here that would like make it hard to dodge things, I don't think, but we'll see. You mainly just have to wait for your volley cooldown to come back up. You can also use the barricades, because they won't damage them, and at the same time they'll all group up all nicely for you, and then you can get a really good volley like that. Just kill off almost everything. But yeah, I'm gonna take another look at this setup to see how this kill zone actually works. I think it was my mistake of using roll, but I think everyone's gonna use roll unless you have a trap disable ability. There's also a barricade like right here somewhere, and I'm wondering if I can actually stand on that spot without getting hit by anything. Yeah, so I could stand right here, but if I move at all, it like sets off. It's hard to just stand right on this area. There is a small section where you can stand, but it's really hard to actually use that. And then there's 3 throwing you forward, 1 probably throwing you backwards, yeah. And then it throws you into 2 jelly balls right here. So what could I have done differently? I think what I could have done differently is wait for this to come up again. Just walk. That's still going to make me take 1 tick of damage, but then I have roll off cooldown so I can get outside of the jelly balls. Because if you don't have roll off cooldown, you'll be out of mana before you can roll again. Yeah, it's a pretty good kill zone though. Definitely enough damage to kill you, that's for sure. Alright, so that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys enjoyed what I do, please subscribe. If you want to be part of EuroCast, you can email me at frenzycastleruns@hotmail.com. For people who are going to have Evolve, like you should be like sure that you're going to get it. So you already got your pre-order code, or you have been emailed by the Evolve team in regards to like getting access to the big alpha. If you have that, you can let me know. I don't know, I'm not 100% sure that I'm gonna get in, but once I am, like I'll let everybody know, and I'll be looking for people to play with, I guess, if people would be interested in that. So yeah, go ahead and do that. You can like email me, you know, FrenzyCastRuns will work as well. It's FrenzyCastRuns@hotmail.com. You can email me that. with that, or you can PM me on YouTube or something like that. But that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.